Morning, everybody, or afternoon. I forget that you guys are my afternoon class. I am Mrs. Brucker. I'm going to be your advanced chemistry teacher. And I thought I'd put together this short little video to kind of introduce myself, show you my face. I apologize I can't be there on the first day, but I will see you guys next week. And I want to go through some expectations I have for advanced chemistry and kind of talk you through just a couple things. So that's what this video is going to go over. So I found this quote from Marie Curie, and the quote is, "Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood." And the other reason I picked this was the picture itself. She is holding up some of the glassware that you might see in an organic chemistry lab. And so that's kind of why I picked it. But after going through this past year and a half with the pandemic, I thought it would be something to kind of inspire everybody of what we're about to do. So again, these are going to be some of the expectations I have for this course. And I thought, because this is what I did last year to kind of go over some class norms, I thought these were still appropriate under the circumstances. We're all coming back to school, seeing everybody again under these circumstances. So we kind of need to remind ourselves of still being very patient and kind to each other, because again, this is not going to be exactly the same school year as we normally have, but we're definitely getting back to normal. Please communicate any help that you might need or anything that you might need from me. Again, a good resources or a good way to communicate with me is always going to be email, but if you see me every day, just bring me aside and ask me something. And reflection. What I mean by this is, again, we've been through a weird situation with school. Can you understand your learning style a little better now, being the fact that you were in remote setting or hybrid setting last year? So I am going to ask you to do some different things that I didn't normally do before with advanced chemistry. So what kind of learner are you? What do you need help with? What are you good with? So that's what I mean by reflection. So in terms of expectation, I want you to participate as much as possible, as much as you feel comfortable. But the big thing I'm expecting out of this class is the amount of work that you're going to have to do outside of the class time. This is an honors level course, so on top of everything else, you are going to have additional homework. But I am going to treat this classroom as what I call a flipped classroom. So that means there's going to be things that you do at home and then different things that we do in class. So typically in a science class, you might be given time to do a lecture, and typically that's what I would do. But now that I have all of my lectures on video, I'm going to do more of a flipped classroom. So I'm going to have you watch a short video the night before, so that when you come into class, we could then work on problems, work on clarifications or any questions that you might have. So you need to have that commitment for this class. If you don't have the time outside of class for this amount of work, then consider whether or not advanced chem are you ready for it this semester. And please ask me for help. I am the only person that teaches advanced chemistry. So some teachers could help you with some of the other chemistry stuff, but we're going to be going into a topic called organic chemistry and some forensics and stuff that most teachers don't cover in this school. So you're going to have to ask me for help when you need it. So the daily agenda slide that you're going to see from me is going to have the in-class activities and then the homework that we're going to be doing each night. So I think these daily agendas work really well previously. So I'm going to keep doing that. So the flipped classroom, again, the in-class activities and the out-of-class activities are going to be slightly different. So I'm going to go over those in the next slide. And I want to remind you, as I said before, this is an honors or what we call a weighted class. So if you are coming from more of a regular chemistry background, just understand that this is going to be a little bit more work that you had your previous. If you had honors chemistry, it'll be at the same level as that. But I am much more hands-off in this class in terms of homework. I don't check homework every day. I treat it more as a college level course, just in terms of the responsibility of the students. So in class, because it's going to be a flipped classroom, it's going to be more time for question and answer. For you to, if you watch the video the night before and say, hey, Ms. Brecker, you were talking about this little section here, can you go over it again? Or I could go through another example for you. This is where we're going to work on problems together, either with a partner, by yourself. I feel that chemistry is best suited for working on problems, kind of like math. Discussions, we might have discussions. Labs, of course, because last year we had very little labs in person. Those lab skills we need to build back up for you to go off to your next science class or off to college. And in class will probably be, most of the time is going to be quizzes and tests, but I might have you take some quizzes at home as well. So outside of class, this is, again, what you need to understand in terms of how many courses you're taking that you need to spend time on. So I'm going to have you watch lecture videos at home. If you don't watch them, then the next day in class, you might be behind or might not understand what we're doing. I'm going to give you lecture notes to take notes, and I go right through my video exactly what the notes are. The videos might be 10 minutes long. I didn't really do many more that were that longer than 10 minutes, but I might have you watch 2 videos, depending upon what we're doing. Or I might do some lecture in class and then some have you do at home. The other thing that I found which was helpful last year was because we were doing all labs online, I have some labs recorded. So I am going to have you watch some labs before you do the labs in class. I find that might be helpful, especially because we haven't, you haven't had a lot of hands-on in the last year or two. So we're going to have some labs that you're going to watch before you come in. And maybe I'll do a lab where we can't do it still because of whatever reason, and might have you just do some lab work from that. Again, might have some discussion groups outside of class that I don't think I'm going to see too much. And then I might give a quiz or a test outside of class so that I'll give you a particular time that you have to get it done with. But again, that's going to depend upon the situation. So grades. The way I have this, because this is a weighted class, I've weighted my tests 50% of your grade. So that is in line with my AP class / a college class would be. Labs are going to be about 25% because, again, we are going to spend some time on labs in class. So I want to give it some good emphasis. Quizzes will be about 20% and homework will be about 5%. So again, how much homework you do in this class is really going to depend upon how much practice you need. And because I'm going to be asking you to do some lecture stuff outside of class, the homework might be, doing problems in class. I might be just giving you points for doing those. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough for those of you coming from different backgrounds. This is an honors levels class, so it's a much faster pace. So I'm going to give you a topic and then move on. So again, if you were one of those people that needs a lot of practice, then just understand that that's going to be what you're going to have to do on your own. I will be here to help you, but you're going to have a lot more work to do. And then the supplies, that's what I want to finish up with. I'm going to give you lecture notes and worksheets that are 3-hole punch. So I would suggest you have a binder for this class and for the labs that we're doing. So again, binder will keep you all organized for everything that we are doing. But I will be giving you lecture notes so that you could take notes directly on those packets. I find that they're very useful and very organized. I suggested last year to get a notebook, but again, that's going to be dependent upon how you do the work outside of class. Maybe while you're doing the lecture, you might want to have a notebook to kind of ask Ms. Brecker the next day, hey, we were talking about atomic mass calculations. Can you do another one for me or something like that? But again, that's not a requirement. I think the binder would be more important. You will need a calculator for some of the work we're going to be doing in here. We're going to be doing some calculations, and we will need a periodic table at least at the beginning. A lot of the stuff we're going to do towards the end is going to be organic chemistry, so we won't really use the periodic table that much, but I will provide you one, and I did give you a link here for that. So again, I just wanted to spend a few minutes going over the expectations. When I come back next week, I will definitely get to know you guys a little bit better. I do have a first day survey that I do want you to complete, so I could start to get some of your names down and what your backgrounds are. So if you could please fill that out. But when I come back to the classroom, I'll kind of go over who I am and the class in general. But I just wanted to give you at least a video and a face to put with the name. So have a great day, guys.